Baby, listen. We getting ready to talk some stuff. We getting ready to talk some stuff. So far, episode 4, no, sorry, episode 5 and episode 6. Episode 6 is the baddest episode so far. Episode 6 is everything. Episode 6 is everything. You hear me? This is Beauty in Black, season 2. We doing 2 episodes here. I'm doing episode 5 and episode 6. I'm going to do them together because that's how it played out at my house, because episode 5 is the setup for episode 6, and episode 6 gave me everything I needed. Listen, in episode 5, we won't run on through this because, like I said, 5 was the setup. 6 is when it went down, okay? So 5, we got, when we're at the end of 4, they done got into this whole thing where they honestly believe that Horace, well, he did put out the hit on Angel, but he didn't really know it was Angel. But all that information hasn't got back to Kimmy. Kimmy is wilding out. She crashing out over there. She done got Sylvie, got her up. Her, Rain, and Sylvie done jumped in the truck. They done hit it. They trying to make a run for it because they just feel like they're caged in. And Goofy, it's really for your own protection. But, you know, go on and do what you do, silly. But they trying to get out and then got the truck stuck in a ditch. And when she look up, she see Horace standing there. He said, "You going somewhere, Kimmy?" I said, "Oh, God, Horace with his fine ass." And Horace is fine. He is. He's just fine. And he just got a thing about him. But he's like, "You going somewhere?" So he's out of the hospital. He's on his way back to the house because, again, now we know he's leaving to go to Italy in the morning for these treatments and see if he could save himself, okay? Thanks to Sylvia, okay? So he got Angel. They see Angel. They're spooked like, okay, what? All right, yeah. So he got Angel. He's completely pissed off, but they get back to the house. And he really ain't feeling all that great. And then they just put him off of, he's all doped up anyway. Got to get him ready to be able to take this flight. He's pissed off, and I'm pissed off because you don't believe me. Like you literally keep on, you're not believing what I'm telling you. Like, you're not. And then he threw it at her. Like, he let her know, I know what you're doing. Like, I know when you move. When you breathe, damn near, I know that you're breathing. Like, that's it. He asked her about the $1 million. You don't trust me. That's why you moved that $1 million. You think I'm lying. That's why you moving the money. And I'm like, girl, I get it. I do. I get it. I get the frame of mind. I get it. I get it. I get it. I really do. I get it. So I'm like, all right. So we got all of that going on. Olivia done called Roy, okay, of all people. She done called Roy because she telling. She telling. I said, girl, no, she ain't telling. She telling. I'm telling, child. She said, your wife, she drunk as hell too. She said, your wife, she's sleeping with that big nigga. She's sleeping with that, with Attorney Varney. He laughing. He like, she is not sleeping with Varney, okay? She not. She not, because Varney's sleeping with Charles. I said, Lord have mercy. So they go right out of that, and she's like, this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So in the midst of all that happened, Roy tells, he spills the beans. She ended up calling Charles. And here's all the stuff. Charles is so busy being set up and doing drugs in the bathroom. So busy doing drugs in the bathroom that it's all these little signs that are being sent from a high place. Because these little signs, it's not a coincidence. These signs are coming. You are stepping into danger's path. and you just don't even see it. You don't see it. That's that little still voice in you. When stuff just be happening, it's not by chance, but you just so damn high up. You know, you so high up with the foolishness that you can't get it together. So, but she calls, and now she got him. He on the phone. You got the dude here half dressed. Y'all blowing coke. He's sitting over here, and she's like, "You fucking Varney." He like, "Oh, Mom, what do you want? You want to know what the positions are? What, you know, because their banter back and forth." But he's still going with it. He's still just going to be set up. That's just the way it is. It just is what it is. Meanwhile, back at the other side of town, you got Roy. Now he messing with Mallory. He messed with Mallory. Mallory done got home. He said, "Where you been? Who's you?" She was out with my man. He gonna say, "No, I seen you pull up with that Varney. That ain't your man. That's the big cream puff out of you done pulled up with this, that thing, and the other." And he's going on. Then he gonna try to make a play for her. She said, "I'm going to go take a bath." This, that, and he gonna get in there trying to get all up in her space. She said, "Get out of my face. Get out of my face." And he's telling her, like, you know, sometimes even though you a bitch, you sexy as hell sometimes. She like, I mean, why are we even doing this? Why are we doing this? Because you know, at the end of the day, it's going to be wet and little and sad, and it's crooked, and it ain't going to get up, and it just ain't going to be right. You ain't going to be able to perform, and I ain't got time for it. Then she said, and then I had enough of your drunken ass bitch of a mother today too. I said, oh Lord. The two of them. So he go on about his business. He decided he's like, I'm going to go get me something myself. He gets himself together. He go on down to the club. He go on down to the club and ends up in VIP with Felicia and two other girls doing the do. Meanwhile, Rain meets up with Young Thing. And her name is Adeline. Her real name is Adeline. She meets up with Young Thing, and here it is, Felicia, and then we're trying to talk her into going ahead and getting her a BBL done by Dega. And she's like, yeah, it's supposed to happen tonight, this, that, and the other. So she tells her, listen, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go with you. She's talking her into, she's like, yeah, girl, go ahead and do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. Go get it done. And I'm going to go with you, and I'll sit with you, because look at mine. Look how good it looked, this, that, thing, and the other. So she get it all set up, get a girl her number, tell her, hit me when you get there. She's like, yeah, this is the same place that she did mine. Now she planning on going and getting Dega. I said, okay, so here we go. They get ready to bring my girl back in. I said, Lord have mercy. So I was like, wow. I said, Rain, and I know did Rain actually have something on her, but I should have known she had a gun or something on her. You know what I mean? Because she's planning on ending her. It wasn't even about going beating her up. She's planning on taking Dega out, period. So, and she's with Alex. Remember, Alex then took her back down to the club or whatever after they got everything situated back at the house. She's having, back at the house, we got Kimmy having a conversation with Horace, and Horace told her, I chose you. I chose you because you're smart, you're ruthless, and you're calculated. I chose you, but you got to learn to listen to me. Like, you can't, all this back and forth, and you don't need to escape. If you want to leave, you could just get up and leave. You can just get up and leave, but just go out the front door, and nobody's holding you captive. Get up and go out the front door. And that's that. So they get it all situated out, and he tells her, Sylvie got to go. Sylvie has to go. Because she is a deterrent, because you love her. So it's going to make you're going to be off. She needs to go. So she told him about how she was planning on sending her to college. And he's like, yeah, that's good. That's real good. Get her away from here. Get her away from here. Naturally, don't let them know where she's at. And then you can concentrate on what needs to go on here. He sends her to get this book. She gets the book out there, sitting there talking. She like flipping through, and he's seeing how much she actually knows her stuff on business. Because remember, when we first started this, she was a fan of Mallory. She was studying Mallory and going to school before everything popped off. So, you know, she was on that road, so she know what she looking at, and she says, this ain't right. How's the COO and the CEO, or, you know, this don't look right. He's like, that's because I was both. And he's like, now, since I married you, you are the COO and I'm the CEO. And she's like, oh, okay. He's like, show me how much of this you really do understand. And they went back and forth. So that's what they spent their night doing. Charles down there to the club getting set up. Roy down there to the club getting screwed. And everything's actually working. He put in some work. And Felicia, you know, I don't know whether she really liked it or didn't like it, but it was real raunchy. But he was liking her and the way she was carrying on. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Alex and Rain done pulled up on Daga. They pull up on Daga. Adeline is there. It was Daga, the little dude that actually assists her. She running the same game. She running the same game, right? And giving, you know, I'm a nurse and this, that, thing, and the other. Now, Tyler, I'm going to give you this. And this is really, that's all that really happened in episode 5. And things kind of went left. So, yeah, you had Felicia, the one other girl from the club that was a stripper as well. And then you had Adeline and Sweet Thing, or Young Thing, and then the dude. Okay? Alex and Rain are in the car. Rain, he'd have picked up on the fact of what Rain said, but he's like, you got something on you? You know, he's trying to get her together. She's like, I got this. He's like, no, you don't. There's 4 of them in there. He's like, okay, so this is where I could prove myself to you. Let me go in and protect you with this. And I'll just show you how I do things. And I said, oh, Alex, honey, I liked Alex even better. When the first thing Alex did, baby, was put a silencer on a pistol, I said, baby, Alex is getting ready to go in here and turn it. Okay? I said, he a cold-blooded assassin. I said, okay, come on here. So, baby, they roll up, and by this time, the one girl says to Adeline, you know, you just seen Rain today, this, that, and the other. And that's when you see Daga look, she like, Rain? You seen Rain? How you see Rain? Because they think Rain is dead. And she like, wait a minute, something ain't right. So she get her pistol out. And I got to give some stuff right here to Tyler Perry. Tyler, I see your symbolism. You really thought a lot of this out, and I was here for it. I was here for it because it was just so evident that he was using symbolism and all this kind of thing, and I was like, I like this. Literally, if you looked at T.S. Madison, they had T.S. Madison painted. It was intentional. The lighting, it was like a blue lighting, and she was painted real gaunt. That she was like, makeup. They had her looking real faded and ghastly looking. I said, what we doing with Maddie? And then she turned around, and you see her in her face, real ghastly. And I was like, wow, okay, they had her real pale looking and ashy. And she's like, because she looks like what she represents. She is literally like the angel of death. She literally is just killing these girls. Like, she is knocking the girls off, you know, and she knows it, and she just don't care. So I seen your little symbolism, Tyler. Kudos. I like that. But yeah, they had Maddie looking real ghastly. Now let's move on. All of that took place. Last thing we see, bam, bam, bam at the door. She said, hey, it's rain at the door. So they ready. Everybody ready. I said, here we go. Let's get it on. So here we go. We usher into episode 6, baby. And this is when it was going down. It's going down. Gets in there. Rain And Daga get to having a little back and forth conversation. She get to telling her, yeah, look how good I look, bitch. Say, how many girls you done killed? This, that, thing, and the other. And they going back and forth and talking and carrying on. And then the next thing you know, baby, they get the rumbling. They get the rumbling. And at first, I was like, oh no. Because Rain was so mad. She was kind of giving Daga, giving her that work. But remember, Daga is trans. Daga's trans. So it went long because there's still, she's born male. She's born male. Rain, she a bad bitch, but she's a female. She's born female. So she couldn't really handle her, that heavy, that long. And baby Daga got the beating the shit out of Rain, okay? And Alex was standing back, letting them girls do their thing. And Daga, he seen Daga had that pistol. And when I tell you, at that point, I fell in love with Alex. Alex said, that's going to be a no. Pop, pop, pop. Stone cold assassin. Took everybody out real quick. And oh boy, the little guy to be with Daga, he's trying to do a little something. Child, Alex was like, he put him all in a headlock. I said, not a headlock. Not a headlock. He had him in a headlock. I said, and he couldn't do nothing. I said, girl, why he got you in a headlock? I said, child. He popped him, though. He popped Daga. He popped the little guy. And then the other stripper popped her. And then Adeline sitting there, and she crying and carrying on. He was getting ready to pop her, right? It Rain like, no. He like, yeah. He's like, she's a witness. She gotta go. And I'm like, yeah, pop her. Pop her. Biggest mistake. Rain, she's like, no, I see me and Kimmy. She not gonna say nothing. I'm like, this is a mistake. Pop her. Pop her. Alex, no, pop her. They let her go. She took the money out of Daga's pocket, gave it to her, told her, where are you from? She said, Alabama. She said, you get on the bus and just go and don't look back. And I'm like, you messed up, because she got that little boyfriend there at the club that she in love. They in love. She ain't getting ready to leave without him. She's not getting ready to leave without him. She's going to be hung up at that club, and it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. That was a mistake. And later on, because they had a little, Rain had a little bit of blood on her, so Alex took her back to his apartment so they could clean her up, before they go back up into the house and all that. And he said it again then. He was like, that was a mistake letting her live. You know that, right? That was a mistake. She's like, it's going to be fine, Jappa nigga. It's going to be fine. He's like, I hope you're right. No, Alex, you know what time it is. You was supposed to pop her. You were supposed to pop her. It is what it is. Listen, casualty of war, and she had to go down. But they let her go, so that's going to be a mess. Now, back at the club done closed down. Everything's going on. Roy done took a liking to Felicia, because Felicia just raunchy, and she's, she were giving that bottom bitch energy. She's smacking the other strippers around and telling them, because he don't tell her, wash my dick off, and she's just being extra. She acting like Body. Everybody's really vying for Body's talent, for Body's position over there. So she's giving all that energy, and he was liking her, but then she was talking too much. And she overtalked. And he was like, I gotta go. So he ended up running out and leaving. He ends up leaving. And I'm like, ugh. I still don't think we've seen the last of Felicia. Felicia is a hot mess. Felicia need to go on over there to P Valley. Seriously, she got this down. So Roy ends up leaving. Roy goes, and this is where I said episode 6. I said, oh, Tyler, you're doing a lot here. Roy goes on the grounds to his dad's house. Now, he don't know that his dad at the house. He go on the grounds. He standing around outside. He looking at the master bedroom. He up there looking at Kimmy through the window. Head of security pulled up on him, and he's like, you gotta go. He's like, this is my father's house. This, that, thing, and the other. He's like, that bitch in there, this, that. He said, I have strict instructions, Mr. Bellery. You gotta go. You're not to be on the grounds. Nobody is to be on the grounds, period. You gotta go. And I don't want to have to. And he gonna say, what you gonna do? He said, I will handle you. Like, I'll handle you, boy. Quit playing. And I'm looking at him, I said, yeah, get him. You know, Roy is just stupid. But they going back and forth, back and forth. And when he know anything, Kimmy then heard a little commotion. She done came outside smoking a cigarette. I said, come on, Kimmy. She came out full on stepmother, talking straight shit to Roy. I said, she gonna say, yeah, you know, remember when I pushed you out that window? I said, I was like, Kimmy is cold. She cold. He's like, yeah, some people, you just can't talk to them. Sometimes you gotta like push them out of a window to get them to pay attention. I was like, come on, Kimmy. I loved it. But they going back and forth. He talking shit to her back and forth about how much he hate his dad and this, that, and the other, and you think you got it going on, and it ain't no big deal, because that nigga, he gonna die anyway. This, that, thing, and the other ain't gonna be long, and I'm gonna piss on his grave. I said, ugh, okay. And when he steady arguing, and that's when the security was like, that's enough. That's enough. It's enough. So him and the security going back and forth. He don't even see that his dad done got out the bed because he didn't know he was there. And he's standing there. And he said, what was that you said? You're going to piss on my grave. Really? Really? You're going to piss on my grave? Okay. He told the head of security, he said, you can handle this, right? He was like, yes, sir. He said, I'm sick and I'm old and I don't feel like fighting. Hold him down. He took that cane and bashed. Well, they beat him down first. Beat him down, slammed him on the ground, held him all flat, stretched him out. He took that cane and hit him in his midsection. I said, ooh, just whack. I said, oh, damn. Hit him in his midsection. He stretched out there. He stood over his head and he said, you nasty nigga, you better not. And pissed all over him. I said, good evening. Pissed off. And wait a minute. And it was an old nasty piece of long piss. I said, you know, he been on the IV and everything. He was full of liquid, honey. He pissed all over Roy. All over him. I said, ew. He said, you nasty nigga. I said, watch what you say. Watch what you say. And then told him, now get up out of here. Get up out of here. I said, oh my God. Tyler Perry, you ain't shit for that. I was like, oh my gosh. Cold. Horse. That's horse. He just cold. But I get it. I mean, he said he was going to do it to you. You beat him to the punch. It is what it is. So here we go. Let's talk about Charles. Charles that got home, realized that Varney is there. He got the date with him and all that. And of course, he's like all overtaken by with the house and all of this. And he was really getting on my nerves real bad. Real bad. I was like, ugh. So he, him and Varney get to going out a little bit. And he told Varney, get out of my house. Just get out. Or stay or whatever. I don't care, Varney. It is what it is. I'm going back up there. He told the boy, go beyond them doors and take all your clothes off. That's the bedroom back there. You know, this, that, thing, and the other. He ready to get busy. Just disrespectful. Totally disrespectful. I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I was like, all right. So the whole setup is like going down, you know? So they get back there and they're doing what they do. And we done moved on to the morning. He talked to the guy, done screwed Charles to sleep. We saw Varney out there drinking a drink. And then that was it. And I said, I guess he going on home, you know, because ain't nobody just sitting there doing that. Ain't nobody, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So he calls the guy, and the guy's like, I'm going to come. He's like, it's going to be daybreak soon. He's like, yeah, I know. He's like, I'm coming during daybreak. I'm going to come in a service van. He said, because of the cameras and all of that stuff, we're going to come through the garage, blah, 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 blah. He has sent them pictures and stuff. Charles just so high and so stupid that he just is so set up. So set up. I was like, oh, my God. I was so irritated. So here we go. We roll on into the morning. In the morning, over at Olivia's, now she done sobered up. And here come Norman. Now, Norman over her house. Why is her and Norman with their evil asses sitting there laughing about Harold and Gloria? She gonna say, man, I seen that all over the news. I knew you did that. I knew you did that. I was like, y'all are cold-blooded. Y'all are cold-blooded. He blew those people up. And y'all are sitting there laughing like he served them court papers or something. Y'all blew them and their house up. Well, you did, Norman. You did it. You did it, Norman. Norman's old messy butt. You did that to those people. I was like, oh, gosh. And then he told her, you know, they go back and forth. He's like, why you trying to hit me up? What you need some money for? She's like, I need money to go after Horace. Because everything he got, 50% of it is mine. This, that, and the other. I'm like, girl, she's delusional. She just on some old stuff. And she, you know, she just want to fight. But that ain't really her issue. He said, you in debt. How much? And he said, over $1 million. Over $1 million. Roy had actually talked about a little bit when he was going back and forth with Mallory about how bad things used to be back in the day when she was really in the bottle and not in the church. And he said, looked like she returned to her old ways. Yeah, she's a drunk. She's a drunk. She's vicious. She's a vicious street woman. She's an old vagrant. And that just is who she is, you know? So they laughed about that. And she steady talking about when he died, I'm getting half of that is mine. I was like, girl, sit down somewhere. So Norman laughed at her and Norman going out and they done with that, going about their business. Now, we see Horace. Horace is getting ready to leave. There's been a meeting that's actually called for everybody to actually meet up at the office that morning, 9 o'clock, with Kimmy. So she can go in and take her rightful position in his seat. They don't know he's going to Italy for this treatment and whatnot. He's going. He has a little talk with Angel. Angel had a talk last night with Kimmy. And he's still with the I'm not gay, I'm not doing nothing gay, I ain't screwing him, he ain't screwing me. So he really feel like he gonna live this life and really just be playing, you know. I guess. I don't know. I guess you think you're gonna be a sugar baby, but whatever. I mean, I guess for a while. But you whatever. Angel do not love Horace. Angel is a get over. Angel don't love Horace. Angel is playing. Angel's straight. Angel's in a bad way. Angel not attracted to Horace. He's not attracted to Horace at all. It is a straight up situation where he is gay for pay. Now, if pressed, he gonna suck a little something, shake a little ass, suck a little something. But I believe him when he says, I'm not letting him screw me and I ain't screwing him, because in his mind, that's how he keep it all together. But shake a little ass, suck a little something, and live high. And before long, he'll eventually do whatever it is that needs to be done because he can be bought. He ain't no nothing ass nigga. He'll be able to be bought. But he not gay. He not gay. He literally is not. He literally is a gigolo. And you know, do you really think that all whores are actually nasty? No. All whores ain't nasty. They're doing what they need to do. You do what you do to get by. All strippers ain't slutty. Some people are doing what they need to do to get through. That's just the way it is. That's life. But no, Angel not gay. And Angel don't care about whores either. He's a trick. He's a trick. I believe as we go forth, it's gonna happen. Now I'm gonna tell you who do like who. Alex likes Rain. Alex and Rain are bonding a little bit. She got this shell up, but Alex likes Rain. He like Rain. He got a little attraction to Rain. And she pretty as she could be. So I see it. It's cool. They'll be a cute baby. They like Mr. and Mrs. Smith now. So they cool. They cool. Yeah, they all right. Shit. You got Mallory and Roy. They like War of the Roses. You know, hey. Norman and Olivia are like War of the Roses. They more of a couple than, well, I mean, you know, they were screwing back in the day. So they were screwing each other back in the day. A whole mess. I know, but I didn't trust Alex. I still don't trust Alex because on the way to the airport, or they ain't going to the airport to get on his jet. He told him, he said, don't lie to me no more. You don't care nothing about me. You care about you. You're not loyal to nobody but you. And that's the truth. But I do like him. I do too, Lady V. I like Alex. Baby, listen, you know when I really liked Alex? When he went in there and took Daga and all them out. That turned me on. I said, oh, Alex. He lit their asses up. Back. Precise. Precision. Ain't wasting no bullets. Ain't putting no bullets in no wall where they ain't got to go. He put bullets in asses. It was all ass and elbows. I was here for it. I said he's a marksman too. Yay, Alex. He tore their asses up. And he should have tore up Adeline while he was at it. Not listen to your little girlfriend. Because your little girlfriend going to have y'all jammed up. Y'all going to have to get up out of some more trouble. But anyway. So Horace told him, there's cars. You're here. You keep an eye on Kimmy. You keep them safe. And I'm like, I don't know how you think that you're going to keep them safe. Come on, Shaker. I don't know how you think you're going to keep them safe because literally Angel always in some shit himself. Angel can't keep Angel safe. Okay? But all right, you know, Angel irritates my soul. Angel irritates my soul. Of all the boys that you could have, you wanted this one. And I guess because he looked like, you know, he's sugar baby status. He need I guess a father figure. That's kind of weird, but you know, I think he just wants to take care of him. Just wants to get him and keep him safe and whatever. But child by Angel is ridiculous. Angel's ridiculous. Kimmy takes care of Angel, so it is what it is. Anyhow, so he told him, he said, do not touch my watches, little nigga. Because remember, he was attracted to them watches. And he gave him the one. He said, I'm going to give you this one. Talking about it's cheap. It's cheap. I bet it costs upwards of probably like 20 grand. Talking about it's cheap. But he gave him that one, said something to remember me by, just in case he don't come. He really do like Angel, though. Horace then fell for Angel. Horace fell for Angel. But Angel just, you know, he'll come around. It's going to be interesting. Little boy toy. Just a mess. Child, who would have it? Who could be so bothered? I don't even understand that. Like, I just can't do it. Pay for no man for what? Not my ministry, but okay. All right. I guess they said it ain't tricking if you got it. Bullshit. Get my damn money. Anyway, moving on. So he's leaving. Horace and Kimmy talk, and they kind of go back and forth. And then she said, I hope you come home. You know, he said, do you? She's like, I do. I do hope that you come back. Everybody want him to come back. He'll be back, baby. That's all. He gonna be back. Sylvie is going to save Horace's life. I told you. Horace is going to love Sylvie. Sylvie ain't never going to want for nothing. Do you understand? He told her, get her out of sight, get her away from this stuff until I could get her in the paperwork. I got to get an addendum done because she's not grown like the rest of them. I got to get an addendum done to actually get her protected the way y'all are protected because she still belongs to her mama. So there's more work to be done for him to get hold of Sylvie because she's still a minor. So I'm like, shit. And then we found out that Adeline, she was only 18. She's only 18 years old. Man, Jules is cold-blooded with this human trafficking that he's doing because that's what that is. That is literally what that is. So, okay. Dustin is the little boy's name. Varney run back into Dustin in the morning because Charles done woke up. Well, he woke Charles up, and Charles told him, get out my house. You know how he do. He done bust his, and he done with it. He done got high, then got halfway sober, and he like, get out my house. Go away. And he's like, no, just go to sleep. Just go back to sleep. Just study up. Charles such a pushover. Such a pushover. He go back out there. And he run into Varney. Varney done cussed him out. Okay? Told him, I will crack you all upside. Drags him back in the room. And he's just doing like he do. Charles is doing his normal. And he intervenes. And I'm like, so you just want to get robbed. You just want to let it happen to your stupid ass. So he tell Varney, you know what? No, Varney, you get out of my house. He like, so you gonna put me out? He said, why do I even care? Why do I even care? So now Varney done laugh. I said, damn, you a sitting duck. And he go and pull his little wee-wee out and shake it at you. Shake a little something. And again, he's another one. Gay for pay. He ain't really like what he had to do because he had to sleep with him. He did not intend to sleep with Charles. He did not intend to sleep with Charles at all. He literally intended to come over there, seduce Charles, and they come in there and rob Charles and he move on. That boy down there doing whatever he need to do down there at that club. And that's it. Them boys, that boy ain't gay. That boy's not gay. That boy is down there doing what he got to do. He a damn hoe. He an old fella of the night. He running with the night and he dancing with the shadows and shit. But yeah, he goes shake a little at him and get back in the bed with him to keep him still till the people could get there. So they could get there and get him, honey. So I'm like, all right, back over at the house. Back over at the house. Well, before we get there, on the way to the airport, that's when Horace told Alex, keep an eye on them and you keep me abreast of what's going on. So I was like, all right, cool. That's when he said, my loyalty is to you. He said, that's a lie. Don't lie to me no damn more. So your loyalty is to you. You just do what I told you to do, punk. So I was like, okay. So Mallory shows back up at the house. She gonna bring some flowers to Kimmy and all of this. They out there sitting by the pool eating breakfast. Baby, they got to going back and forth. That shit was so funny to me because Kimmy went straight into boss mode. I said, come on, Kimmy. Come on, Kimmy. Come to work. Show up for work, bitch. Kimmy was giving it to Mallory, but Mallory was trying them. She was like, yeah, my father-in-law likes old, antique, dark. I said, oh, no, she's not. Going over, she was literally rolling around the table, dragging Kimmy and Rain, dragging them. I said, oh, you are shady. But Kimmy was giving it right back to her, honey. And then old Rain gonna give her, she says, girl, how's your husband? I said, oh! She said, oh, what do you know about my husband? She said, oh, yeah, I met him. Yeah, I know your husband. I said, that little exchange they was having was a mess. I said, oh, my. This is gonna be good. And she told her, yeah, is there anything else that you wanted to talk? Because I could just do all this with you. You could come see me and talk to me in my office. She gonna say, oh, your office. Oh. She said, yeah, in my office. I said, Let her have it, honey. I said, show up for work, Kimmy. So she went to leaving up out of there. She was so mad. So mad. She gonna get over there and be mean to the little man that was driving her. I said, don't be mean to him because you lost that battle that you started in there with the girl that you thought was beneath you. She not beneath you, really. And she definitely not beneath you now. She's actually above you. She's your boss. She's your boss. And remember, she studied you. You don't remember. But she was studying you. She was your fan. She was your fan. She's going to give you hell. She's going to give you hell, Mallory. So you might as well get ready. You might as well get that Mallory. Wasn't that hoe clean though? When she rolled up through there with that trench, clean. I said, you better step, Miss Mallory. And she left one out there mad, fussing. Then we go over to Charles's house. Now, Charles was laying in the bed. Oh boy, they done pulled up and everything. He done got out. He ushering them in. It's going down. And this is when we got to actually see Charles, because up to this point, Charles has gotten on my nerves since the beginning, since season 1. Because Charles is just a messy sissy, and he just gets on my nerves. He's just rude, and he's crass, and he's spoiled, and he's just so out of touch, and he doesn't read the room. He just is just a loose end. But in this, we saw, when pressed, Charles is Horace's baby. Period. Charles is everything that Horace don't actually realize he is, or maybe he do. Because he don't like Charles, but he don't really pick at Charles too much. He just talk about the gay thing because he sees in him on the outside what he's hiding himself on the inside. So he hates that. But he don't give Charles what he gives Roy, because I guess he kind of knows. Baby, when I tell you the way this little robbery went down, and that's what I told y'all, the little boy, when he looked up and Charles had got out of the bed and he told the guys to beat Charles, because what was the purpose of beating him? Because I told you he ain't gay. He was mad. He resented the fact that he even had to sleep with him. He had to lay up with him twice trying to get this done. He was pissed. And he told us, well, like, get him. And he ain't nothing but a little punk. He is a punk. He was a punk. Them three, they fighting Charles, but Charles came out rumbling, baby. I said, go ahead, Charles. Charles was rumbling. You understand? And then he tried to get in and get a little head in. He done knocked him upside his head too. And they made a mistake and slammed Charles a couple times too hard. He ended up over there by that table. Charles is a marksman as well, just like his daddy. It was just like watching Horace when they set Horace up. Charles took their asses up out of here. Bow, 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 bow. And another one for good measure. Took all 4 of them up out of here. I was in here screaming so loud. I was in here screaming so loud. I just became Team Charles. I was like, yes, Charles, yes. That is the Horace in Charles. He went and got busy and got down to business, because I literally thought Varney was, I was wondering where you was, Shaker. I said, Shaker better not have left me. He got busy, Shaker. He got busy, okay? I was like, I thought Varney was going to be who saved Charles. Charles shook the foundation. I am officially Team Charles. When the good get going, Charles get going, baby. He took them out of there. And again, I said, I like it. No wasted bullets. No bullets in no walls where they didn't need to be. And then totally cold-blooded, because once he laid them down, he gave all of them an extra one just for good measure. Pop, 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 pop. After they was already down there and dead. Just because. Just for you having the nerve to think that you could pull it off. He popped them one more time. I said, I am Team Charles Addy. I was so here for it. Episode 6 was everything. Everything. So now I'm letting y'all go right now. I'm letting y'all go because I got to go. Because I have to watch 7 and 8. And we'll see. I don't know what's going on. Room Shaker's in there. She done already told me episode 8 is everything. So maybe I'll do a review for 7 and then a review for 8. I don't know. But I love how episode 5 wasn't that much, but it was perfect because it was the setup for 6. So if he do that same thing with 7 and 8, whatever, it don't matter. Y'all gonna see me later on the day because we're gonna finish this out today. I gotta go run an errand real fast. I need to run an errand real fast, and then I'll be back here, and baby, I'm gonna be planted right here. Netflix chilling. Indeed. You know, Lieutenant Blanco. So funny that you dropped down. So funny that you dropped down because you ran across my mind early this morning. And you were stepping hard. It was really one of them Jill moments there. It's like, you just run across my mind. You sure did. And then you just dropped your butt down in here. I don't know. How are you? How you feeling? You good? He sure did. I mean, that just spooked me just then real fast. Me and that third eye, child. Just spooked me. Sure did run across my mind this morning. Anyway. Okay. I don't know if you typing. Are you typing, Lieutenant Blanco? You give me a yes or a no. You good? You good? Not good? Kind of all right? What's up? There's a reason why you ran across my mind. I have no idea. But there's a reason in it. I'm good, buddy. I'm always watching. How are you? I'm good. I know you are. All right. Well, you good? Then I'm good. But yeah, you sure ran across my mind this morning. All right, y'all. Mwah. Love y'all for real. I will see you all later on this afternoon. I promise you we won't be going into the evening with this because I'm excited. I just got to run this errand real fast, and then I'm going to watch that, and I'm going to be back with y'all. So before the sun goes down, I'll be back up. All right, y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye.